Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. I'm your host, as always, LitecoinLeader, otherwise known as Jeff. So much to talk about. I've been talking about all day on doing other videos on the Economic Preppers channel. If you don't follow that, please, give it a like and subscribe over on that channel. I just did 3 videos over there, and I'm starting to lose my voice, so I'm going to try and get through this last one here to get this out for Monday, give you an idea of what's coming. As you can see, we're in the last week of August. Okay, Friday, September 1st. We just had 2 major conferences that came out. We had the BRICS meeting. We had the Jackson Hole with the Federal Reserve. And now I just learned that there's the G7, or I'm sorry, the G20 conference in New Delhi. It happens the 9th and 10th of September in India. So that's going to be an interesting one where there's been an interesting tweet that I shared out. And if you're not following me, I'll put my Twitter. Let's see. Let me share my screen and I'll get that out here. So share my screen. There we go. So this is my tweet about it. Please follow me on Twitter. Give me a follow on Twitter on that. That's why I'm using my real name now. It's out there. And it's going to be in the book that we wrote for Economic Preppers that will be at the symposium at the end of the month. We really hope to see you there. And I'll go over that. I'll go over the symposium a little bit at the end. But please like, share, subscribe. Really helps out the channel, both this channel and Economic Preppers. But you can see, so I tweeted out this thread that's about India and the G20 and how President Modi is talking about crypto regulation and how he wants to drive it on like an international standard rather just than a national one. I went through all the details on that over in the Economic Preppers channel. Please go check out that video. I will try to post it up in the corner. I think it'll come out Tuesday or Wednesday. So it's going to be a day or two after this one. So, well, stay tuned for that. I'll give it a premiere so you can bookmark it. But yeah, there's a lot going on in the scene about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, but it's been pretty quiet because everybody was looking at the BRICS conference and waiting to see what shoe would drop, what would happen there. So not much talked about. There was a great breakdown. I broke down the whole conference. Also, I did that on Economic Preppers. I'm trying to make sure that this channel stays predominantly crypto, and Economic Preppers is basically everything else. Now, there will be some crypto over there too, so they have to, you got to watch both. I'm sorry. It's kind of, think of it like there's plenty of content on both. Some weeks I'll have more here. Some weeks I'll have more over on Economic Preppers, and some weeks both of them will be full. But I try to keep the videos under 15 minutes so you get a nice tight message from me and you don't waste your time, because I really value the time you spend here. I really appreciate you watching these channels and sharing and helping this channel and the Economic Preppers channel grow too. Okay, so there doesn't seem to be anything on the horizon just now about a new global currency from the BRICS. They even said that they're pretty far away from that. I think the Russian prime minister said that. But in the meantime, they're working on trade agreements with these 11 countries that they adopted. They added Egypt. I'm going to try and get the list right. So I think there's Egypt and so many articles I have open. Let's see. I know that there's Argentina's on the list and Egypt is on the list. Let's see. It's now they're calling it the BRICS 11. So Argentina and Iran, the UAE or United Arab Emirates, the Saudis, Ethiopia, and Iran. So I'll run that down one more time. Egypt, Iran, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Argentina, and Ethiopia. Those are your 6 new countries that'll be out of the BRICS either this year or next. So, and they control a lot of the oil, a lot of the commodities, like a lot of the goods. So, well, everybody's worried about what currency we're going to use and how we're going to pay for stuff. What really matters is the stuff that we want to buy so we can make other stuff. Like you can't make steel without raw materials. You can't make things without raw materials. Like you need the raw materials and you need the oil for the energy to drive production. So you need all that stuff. So rather than worry about the currency that they're going to use, you have to worry about who's controlling the commodities and the trade partners that they're establishing. Not only that, but the trade routes, as Ray Dalio talked about in his Changing World Order, I believe that's how he called his book in his videos. Great video, by the way, if you go out and check that out. It's like 42 minutes long on YouTube. It really talks about how currencies go up and down over a period of a couple hundred years and how global currencies come to evolve. It really comes from trade. Like the Spain and Portugal used to, and the Netherlands, they were dominant currencies because they were leaders in trade. And then England established the Bank of England, and then they became not only a leader in trade because England was everywhere, and like the sun never set in the British Empire, that kind of thing. Well, the colonies that they had, and they used to Africa and India and all those other, half of Africa seemed to be an English colony. And of course, then the US as well. But you get the idea. I mean, you get the idea. Like the reason that the British pound became so popular around the globe was because they were trading everywhere, and then that's what they used. So now, rather than worry about establishing a currency, they were worried about, or they're concerned about, creating trade partners and alliances. So now, not only do they control resources with these 11 countries, but they also control access and trade routes. Look at Egypt. Now you've got the Suez Canal. You've got the Persian Gulf with Iran and Saudi Arabia and the UAE. So you've got these trade routes that are just controlled. So all this is going to have impact on everything, on how it's all traded. And if these countries are tired of the G7 and their control of the financial system on the planet and the dollar and the fiat system that they put together, then other things are going to survive and thrive. Like the gold will do better. These countries' natural currencies will do better because they're going to be tied to resources, because those countries are going to be thriving. And then gold and silver and precious metals will do well. And as a result, also Bitcoin. So all those will do well in spite of the dollar or the euro or the pound. That's how it seems to be progressing. So I just want to point this out there. I don't have necessarily more beyond that on this particular video, but I want to point it out that video, that I break down the entire thread about what Prime Minister Modi in India is trying to do as he walks the line between the G7 and the G20 and the BRICS and tries to play nice with everybody. But it's going to have implications towards Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And he's trying to put forth an international standard for cryptocurrency and Bitcoin versus every country coming up with their own regulations, or the European Union creating their own rules. That's going to just create cumbersome issues, especially for currencies that have no border. Bitcoin is borderless. It's governless. Aside from the miners who get to vote on things, no government can control Bitcoin. So Bitcoin doesn't care where you live. It just keeps working and functioning, and it's decentralized. It's everywhere. So lots said today. I just want to leave it there for now, but please go check out those other videos, and I hope to see it grab your tickets now, because they're starting up. It's getting closer. September's right around the corner. Things are going to pop real soon, and we're going to have even more things to announce. There's going to be tons of stuff at the Economic Preppers booth to talk about. I'm going to be on the stage. Dylan's going to be on the stage. Patrick's going to be on the stage a lot because he's the host. But we have a lot to talk about, and we're going to talk about all that, all these summits, all these different changes that are coming, how it impacts crypto and all your financial futures. And we look forward to meeting you all there in Las Vegas at Caesar's Palace. So with all that said, I'm going to close the door on the bureau, say follow leader, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care.